Well, let's see if I can get this to uh-oh. Yeah, that's some terrible lighting. What's up, Doc? Yeah, I'm not crazy about this lighting, but it's going to have to do. So I'm actually in my office today. I know you probably can hear it in the background, but there's a fan running. That is my server. I finally got that thing done. I haven't figured out if I'm gonna make a video on it or not, but I moved everything in here to. Ooh, you had a bout of food. What'd you eat that gave you food poisoning? Oh, they didn't. Wasn't there a huge like recall on a bunch of lettuce or something like that here recently? I thought I've seen it in the news. Yeah, salmonella. There was a big news article here not long ago that was in the on the news. I think I seen it on um, Epic Times. I don't remember. Yeah, I'm sure it is painful. I've been fortunate not to ever get that. In case you're wondering, this is one of those baker's racks. I actually have my computer set up on a baker's rack because I don't have a desk. I'll show you real quick. I may turn on the overhead light here for too long. Oh, that's fantastic. Sounds like nothing that anybody wants to deal with. Yeah, but like you said, that still I'm sure was painful and not worth it. I think I'm going to turn the light on because it's going to help with the lighting in here. Hopefully that won't screw nothing up here. Yeah, let there be light. Yeah, that's better. Wife and I are doing all right. We're just both kind of working our tails off. She's been working a lot of hours, but she's getting ready to go out of town. She's gonna do a girls' weekend. What's up, Mike? Cool. Got a couple of you in here tonight. Anyway, let me show you what I got going on in here. All right. So up above you is my baker's rack. That's my battery backup. That's my other computer, my server. And you have the printer over there. I don't know if I can get that to pull. There we go. That's my old computer, old computer. I got that one when I first started my business back in 2010, and it's still trucking along. But mainly these shelves. There's my CD collection up there. A couple old laptops. I don't know what to do with them dudes. But and then of course you get to see yourself there. And then over here on the floor, that is my server. And you can see my stockpile of parts there behind you, trying to get this thing to go. But I got it. I originally had it in that case that was over there on the floor against the wall. And I didn't like it. I didn't like the way it fit everything. I got a Cisco switch over there on that table that I need to sell. But yeah, I'm just finally happy to have this thing up and going, and it works flawless. I'm pretty tickled. And it's so much faster for doing my editing. It doesn't even blink an eye. Oh, funny story. So this battery backup that's up here, it's a battery backup and it's a smart UPS basically, APC. And it, when I was converting a video the other day to upload to YouTube, by the way, I do have a couple new videos coming up. It's just taken me a while to get back in the swing of things. Anyway, when I got when I started loading the doing the conversion, in other words, it converts it to a file that you can use that the software uses. I use this um, editor called VideoPad. It's put out by NCH Software. They're a company out of Australia. Their customer service is really great. I'm more than happy with them. But so when you convert it back, you have to convert it back to what they call an MP4 file, which is a video file that YouTube will recognize and it'll produce it in 1080p, high definition. And this backup's only rated for like 450 watts, I think, total. And there's an 850 watt power supply in the server. When it started processing and those processors started going to town, it was overloading the battery backup, and the alarm was going off and everything else. I mean, it's not near big enough for the server. So down the road, I'll have to get a new UPS for that. But that's pretty funny anyway. First Saturday night off in 6 months. That sounds like my wife. She told her boss that she goes, "Hey, I'm going to take some Saturdays off." I says, "I've been doing this for long enough. You should be able to give me that." And she got a raise too, so that was pretty cool. So anyway, she and I had last Saturday off together, and that's why I didn't get on there last Saturday, as we were busy just having a good time most of the day. So I can't complain. Got sunburnt, mowed on. I guess I mowed Saturday. It was hot. Tops of my knees got pretty freaking burnt. But yeah, sometimes them documents take a while. Anytime that I've done a title work for any car that I buy anymore, it's if it doesn't have a paper title, I don't want it. Just because it makes it so much easier for me if I need to do a title transfer that the paper's already there. I mean, it already shows that I own it. Oh, it has a paper title. You ended up on a video chat for 2 hours worth of training on your vacation? That sounds like something I'd do. But, oh boy. Speaking of which, how about all the junk that's going on out there right now in the world? My goodness. It's crazy. Crazy, 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 I tell you. Who'd ever think the 4+5 would have to go through so much grief? It's not right, but I think it's kind of funny how the numbers keep going up. I just do a lot of praying about that. I just hope and pray that they're going to get a wake up call when it comes time for that special day. I also pray for him that nothing happens to him between now and then. Because Lord knows they're sure trying. Anyway, so I got rid of one of the medications I was on for sure. You know who I'm kind of interested in is Ramasamy. Vivek Ramasamy. Yeah, I know. He's pretty bright young dude. Yep. And I think he's got potential too. The problem is he's kind of new to the game, but he's kind of like the 44+5. He is business savvy, which I really think we need. That's what it's going to take to get this country back on track. Because lo and behold, the fuel prices are going up again. Fantastic. And yep, I definitely agree to that. Anyway, like I was saying, I've been fighting with this blood sugar and everything else. I'm struggling with it right now pretty bad. I've tried about everything to control it on my own, and I think it's just going to be it is what it is, because they had me on this Actos along with glimepiride because I refuse taking insulin shots, and I found out the Actos was causing me to have really bad brain fog. And the day after that I quit taking it, I felt so much better. I definitely had more energy and I could keep my mind focused on what I was doing much better. So that one went out the window. But of course, being able to control my blood sugar right now is getting tough. And on top of that, I'm having to eat more carbs than I want to, just because I can't afford anything else. Lately there's been a lot of PB&Js on our lunch. Lunch and dinner, whatever. In fact, that's what I had tonight is PB&J. Now, granted, the peanut butter is all natural. There's nothing artificial in it, and There's no sugar added. It's a Skippy. Um, well, Mike, I'm having trouble coming up with natural remedies that work. Um, I've tried a couple of different things, and of course, you watch all these deals, and they lead you on, and you get tied into watching this stupid video where they can't just come out and tell you what the secret is. You got to watch this whole flipping video, and half the time you're not going to sit there and watch it to find out what it is or if it actually is going to work. Um, yeah, I'm with you, Doc, but I like I said, I'm not sure where to go with it, and I'm to the point where my time is so limited, and with me trying to find something else to do, I'm just counting the days that I think I'm pretty much done turning wrenches for a living. I'm so burnt out on it. I mean, I just asked the Lord, it says, put in front of me what you think I can do, and or what I can do. I shouldn't say what you think you can do. So he knows what I can do. So I've been looking. I had a buddy of mine call me about a job, but it was back up north, back where I came from. And I thought about it for a while. I was like, there's not any way that I can do that because um, I'm not going to leave my wife down here by herself, and nobody here to take care of the house. If it'd be different if we had kids and the kids were here with her, but we don't have any kids. We got the four-legged kind, but they're just wag your tail and give you a bunch of kisses. Um, but as interesting and as appealing as it sounded, I had to turn it down. I it sounded like the ideal position. We're just kind of in an area that there's the possibilities of employment are kind of slim. I mean, there's not much to do in a college town that's going to pay the bills. And of course, employers are in the same boat. They're still trying to pay the same wages before the inflation started. And I mean to tell you that I can't work that cheap. I really can't. I got a family to support. Hey, Steven, what's happening, buddy? Good to see you come up. Doc, that has its ins and outs. I loved building them. If it was something that I thought I could do, the problem is I need health insurance, and an employer will pay for, at least it pays for my health insurance. Although I don't know why I have it because they don't want to pay for anything. They just want to take the money and run. Um, I, it's kind of rough figuring out something to do because I can't work for I really can't work for less than 27 an hour. I just can't. Um, my hourly rate at my employer that I have now is quite a bit more than that. Um, but I know where my threshold is. Possibility for advancements or that kind of stuff. I called this one company that's got like 5 shops in the area around here. Been trying to get a hold of them forever, and I keep calling them and leaving messages, and I finally gave up. If they're not that interested, I'm not interested at all. So I'm actually kind of surprised that we got a couple of you on anyway. He was 4+5 was talking in a another dinner in South Carolina, I think it was. He was in Alabama last night. So yeah, South Carolina. But like I said, he was in Alabama last night, and I listened to his speech, and his speech pretty much there's not much new in it from what he's been preaching. I mean, it's all true, but he's reading a lot off of a teleprompter. He wants to go off of it and not do anything on the teleprompter. Stephen, I am in my office and I am using my new to me server. I finally got it up and going and running, and it's working flawless. So I'm pretty tickled about that. It's a beast, I can tell you that. It's heavy. Builds up a lot of heat. Even with the air, this being the only room in there, this one vent that's in here can't keep up with the heat this thing produces. But I'm pretty happy with it. Yeah, I moved it in the office so the wife can have her time on the TV and she doesn't have to get up. So there'll be a couple more things I do to make it look a little better. If you didn't catch when I was talking earlier about it, this is an actual baker's rack that I've got everything sitting on, and I've got it in an L shape because over here next to my hand is my printer. I've got a desk, but it's up in Missouri. I just haven't been up there with something big enough that I can bring it back down. I've thought about buying one down here, but that's not big on the agenda right now. We're just trying to make ends meet at the time being and get through things. But yeah, I'm pretty tickled with the new computer. Like I was saying earlier, when I'm doing editing videos, it works so much better. I mean, it's even better than the one that I was using out there in the front room. By a long ways, it's just with those twin Xeons in there, and I've got 160 gig of RAM in there, which, if you know what a gigabyte is, that's a lot of memory. It'll hold 512 gig unless you get the error correcting, and they call it error correcting and load reduced. Then it'll take a terabyte of memory. But I don't need that much memory in it. What I got in here should be fine. I might upgrade. I've got yeah, Steven, I'll be able to edit videos now. I got plenty of storage. I got 4 hard drives. Here, I'll show you real quick. Since this camera moves, I'll show you down there. I have to fish around the light here. All right. So right there, that is my hard drive storage. They're what they call a hot swappable drive. There's 4 of them in there, and each one is 4 terabyte. And I've got them set up as a RAID 5 or 1+0 or RAID 10 if you want to put it that way. In other words, it stripes the information between 2 drives and then it mirrors it. So the redundancy is there. I've already got all the past videos. All the past videos have already been loaded on there. Oh, look out. All the past videos have already been transferred over from the old computer to here, and I've still got plenty of storage. And you know, worst comes to worst, if I need to upgrade it again, not sure what I would do. I would probably try to find an actual server case and transfer everything into a server case, because the controller I got will control up to, I think, 128 drives. I'm never gonna have 128 drives, but like I said, worst comes to worst, if I needed to, I've always got room to upgrade that also. But it's gonna take a while for me, old Smitty, slacker, to tie up almost 8 terabyte of space. Yeah. Oh yeah, you seen that? Yeah, I just haven't picked it up yet. That's an old one. I think it's for, well, I don't remember what it's for. TP Link. I think that's for one of the routers, one of the old routers I had. Oh, Mike's chasing down ferrets. But Steven, I've actually got 2 fresh videos uploaded right now. I haven't got them to where I want to post them yet, but they're uploaded into YouTube, and I was working on another one. So the radio in the van caught fire. How the hell does that happen? I haven't seen any of those radios ever catch on fire unless it's an aftermarket one. But the factory ones I've never seen catch on fire. Oh. Damn it, man. That's crazy. That is crazy, crazy. You were outside to see it. I'm assuming outside the van. Hopefully the van didn't burn up. Yeah, Steven, it has. I was looking in the other day, and it's been since February that I've posted a video. That's a long time. I guess I just kind of got in the dumps, got to the point where I'm, like I was telling the wife, is there's been lots of questions that been happening in my life here lately that I've been working hard on trying to find answers for, and I'm still kind of spinning, but I I don't know. I'm still here. Let's put it that way. But lots of questions, and been trying to figure out what to do, trying to get my life in order. Because I struggle just like everybody else. Um, but I guess since probably it's been a couple weeks since I did a live stream too. I don't know if I talk about it much, but they my church appointed me uh, director of marketing and social media. They gave me that title, and I'm kind of like the IT guy, kind of like the jack of all trades. But they wanted to get the church out there on YouTube. So I've been working with that. Yeah. Yeah, I was working with the soundboard last weekend again. We had to buy a new one. The one that they had um, wouldn't stay powered up for some reason, but they got this one, and it's seems like it's a pretty decent board. But I was having trouble with the audio. The audio just wasn't very loud. Part of it is the speakers are dated, I guess I should say. Um, the way they had it wired was kind of strange, but the old board on the speaker input had just a quarter inch like headphone jack that you plugged into, and it didn't seem to work real well. But I mean, it worked. Um, but anyway, the new board has got like a twist lock in there. You line the groove up, you slide it in, then you twist it, and it locks in so it can't pull out. It's kind of a pretty cool setup, but couldn't figure out why they were how that was going to wire, because they only have two wires coming out of the ceiling. It looks like they used a big stinking extension cord, because it's got a white, black, and a green, which would be neutral, hot, and ground, and that's what they used for the speaker wire, which I thought was kind of funny, kind of cheesy, but it's kind of funny. Anyway, so you measure the resistance across the two leads, which they had the black and the white hooked up, and it's a total of 8 ohms of resistance, and they've got 4 loudspeakers up on the ceiling. So that means that they have to be see, Ohm's law is if you got two 8 ohm speakers and you run them in series, it drops the impedance to 4 ohms. So I don't know how they're doing 4 speakers. Yeah, I do. If you run 2 of them like that and they're two 16 ohms, it makes it 8 ohms. But you can run, no, that doesn't work either. Anyway, so this board is amplified. So I basically, and it'll take a bridge deal. So I bridged the speakers uh, last week, and man, I got all sorts of volume out of that dude now. Yeah, I grabbed trying to figure out the microphones and everything else. I got them all working and sounding pretty good, and I belted out Amazing Grace a couple of times on the microphones, and it sounded awesome. And I got it to the point where using the effects on it, the FX they call it, it would not it wouldn't feedback. So I was tickled about that. Yeah, the Instagram post, what I posted was it showed channel 19. And yeah, I answered that. I thought that was pretty funny, but that's actually different settings for what kind of room you're in because it'll pick up on it and it'll adjust it accordingly. 10-4, Roger, Roger. No, haven't fixed my gate yet. And on that note, I'm actually thinking about putting that on another channel and just keeping this channel, I don't know, probably strictly automotive. Because I mean, the videos like when I put, I have to put a CB in your cruise. Yeah, it's hard to find. It's not hard to find CBs anymore. It's just not very popular. Um, when I posted the camper videos and stuff that doesn't have to do with the automotive world, uh, they do terrible. But then something like the gate videos, they do pretty good. Yeah, that's what I was saying. The other gate videos did pretty good. So I'm kind of mixed. I don't know what to do. Whether or not I just go ahead and post it on this channel because I got some other stuff I need to do. Like I got some wiring around the house I was going to record, and some of the projects that I do around here. At least to put something out there since I'm not always doing automotive stuff. But then again, you look at Cletus McFarland, and pretty much anything he puts out there, he gets monsters views on and tons of likes. But he's been doing it longer, and he's a lot better at it than I am. That's for sure. There's lots of different people doing it better than I am. But one thing you'll find about a YouTuber or YouTube influencer is they're always doing something else because you don't get squat off of ad revenue. You guys think that these YouTubers just make it rich and stuff like that. That's not how it works. The ad revenue kind of helps, but it's not. You can't live off the ad revenue alone. I mean, you got to get your feet in other things. Sponsors help. Um, I'm getting a lot of requests from these ones that are overseas, and I don't want anything to do with the stuff that's overseas. Estonia, and I'm like, just looks like spam. I put my spectacles back on. Well, yeah, Mike, you got to have one at a General Lee build. That was how that show lived on CBs. And when that was out too, my dad was big into CB stuff. He had CBs in all his trucks, every one of them. He had a home base at the house um, with a big old antenna, and it was kind of funny. If you should put it on the short band, there was times I got on there and I'd be talking to somebody up in Canada. I thought that was pretty slick. Um, but yeah, I had one in my '89 Corsica that I had. Because we actually had CBs back then too. Yeah, and in fact, I can't tell you if I've still got that one. I don't think so. I think we sold pretty much all of it. I know I've got the power supply for that CB, but I don't remember if we still got the CBs or not. I think we might have sold them. But we had some portable ones, some Royce that run off of like 8D batteries for a little while, and they'd eat power. But Dad used to take those camping all the time because his buddies had CBs, and you could call them in town and stuff like that. I know it. I seen that. I just it was 39.82, I think was where it was, and I've gained like 6 just today. Yeah, that's exactly right. They were the original cell phones before cell phones came about. I tell you what, I'm beginning to think cell phones are kind of the evil end because they're going to be used against us before too long. If I'm sure they probably already are, but what do you do? Oh, excuse me. Yeah. I thought about getting some of those bags and just throwing them in the bags, and I don't remember what they call those bags, but they're like they block everything from getting to that phone or that phone getting out. Um, but of course, this stuff like this here doesn't help any either. Anything that's got a microphone that's hooked to the web, you know. Oh goodness gracious, great balls of fire! Yeah, I figured if I'm gonna do these live streams, I'm gonna start doing them at 8 o'clock Eastern time instead of 9 o'clock. Because one thing I've been trying to do is get in bed at a normal time. Try to get in bed by 9 or a little bit thereafter. Try to get my sleep schedule uh, better off. Um, it just seems like it helps. Yeah, Steven, I am going to sell the bike. I don't want to. I really don't want to, but it's doing nothing but sitting it, and I need to get my truck fixed. Um, Bertha is just falling apart. I need to get the rockers and the cab corners done, and I got to have some way to pay for that stuff. Because when I take the bed off, I'm going to replace the B&W hitch that's underneath the bed. Because once I replace the bed, also, I'm going to change hitch styles for the fifth wheel. I'm not going to have a fifth. I'm going to either make the fifth wheel a gooseneck hitch, or I'm going to get the B&W companion, which just goes into the floor and locks in that way. That way I can, when I'm done and hitching, I got an empty bed that I don't have everything in the way. Yeah, Mike, I'd agree to that. But yeah, excuse me. I really don't want to sell it, but like I said, I don't have much choice really. I'm not riding it. Um, this time of year, it's too rainy. So it may be nice in the morning. You can ride to work nice in the morning. Time you get home, you probably get stuck in a rainstorm on the way home. And if, you know, I'm 45 minutes from work one way. So chances of me getting stuck in a rainstorm is pretty dang good. And I hate riding in the rain. It sucks. I mean, I'll do it, but I don't like riding in the rain. So hopefully I can get decent money for it and I'll be able to get the truck fixed. Maybe even get stuff ordered for the camper. Because the camper needs some repairs too. Yeah, speaking of campers, I watched the AZ Expert. I think is the here. Let me look it up, but I think that's what it is. AZ Expert. This guy is really cool. Yeah, it's AZ Expert. He's an RV technician, and well, that's pretty good looking. Um, yeah, it's AZ Expert. Yeah, I watch him too. Big truck, big RVs. You know what's funny about that guy is you never see his face. Never. He never puts his face out there. I just think that's odd. He's had that channel for so long and he's done it without putting his face on there. But AZ Expert's an RV technician, and I've watched him do quite a few roofs, and it really interests me how that's done. I wish I had some place to do mine, because I think I could do it. After watching him enough, it doesn't look difficult at all, and I'm mechanically inclined enough to be able to do it. Right? Well, Mike, sometimes you gotta take your losses and just sometimes you just gotta walk away or don't say anything. But he speaking of which, he did a camper the other day that had a roof material that I hadn't seen yet, and it was actually a PVC membrane. Um, they've got TPO thermoplastic. They've got the EPDM, which is the rubber roof. They've got fiberglass roof, which a lot of your higher end stuff will have a fiberglass roof on it. And then he's seen this. Did one with this PVC roof, and he said that the best thing about it is it still has some stretch to it, and the it doesn't. You don't have to worry about putting UV protectant on it. It doesn't brown like the rubber roof does, which is what mine's doing now. Um, and he did it, and it seemed to lay down really well too. And they used a glue that's kind of like Elmer's glue to glue this stuff down. It was pretty impressive. But man, you want to talk about something that looked really nice when he was done. I was like, that's what I need right there. That's what I need to put on that camper, and especially since down here in Florida and there's not real a good place to put it. I mean, they want like 190 bucks a month for a covered storage. Um, at the local storage place. I'm like, goodness gracious. That's what I need to get into, is I need to build a bunch of storage deals for RVs. You could probably make a killing on that. Flat towing a Ram 2500 with my Colorado. Yeah, I bet you probably did. That is pretty unusual. They posted, speaking of Colorados, I'm part of this technician fan page, which it's great because, I mean, it's technicians talking about solutions to vehicles that we're working on, some of this new stuff. Anyway, somebody got in there and had a newer Colorado, and they towed one of those big tandem axle dump trailers, and I guess it had concrete in it or something like that. And he says, "Well, ever since then, it doesn't drive right." And this old boy had buckled the frame because he overloaded this thing. I mean, common sense says, "Hello." Yeah, that's what I'm saying, Mike. I mean, it's dumb how much they charge. Well, I mean, if you can get it, great. Um, but holy cow, that's pretty pricey. But anyway, one of these years, hopefully before I die, I'd like to get a building put up out there in the yard or someplace that I can put that stuff. But I know, if since we're going to keep this camper for a while, I'm going to have to put another roof on it, and it's it needs to be somewhere where I can leave it exposed for a short period of time, so I can replace the wood that's damaged on it. And there's some things I'm going to eliminate, like I'm going to eliminate the refrigerator vent that's on the top. I'm going to eliminate the TV antenna. We haven't used that TV antenna the whole time we've been in this thing. We've had this thing since 2006, and I want to add a second air conditioner to it too, because there's just that one air conditioner just struggles to keep that thing cool when you get out here in this hot Florida weather. It needs another air conditioner. So, and it'll fit a standard 14 by 14 hole, so I can put one in the bedroom above the bed. The one on the main room is ducted, so I could either replace it with a non-ducted, or I could get a ducted unit and sit on there. And yeah, that's probably what I would do. Is put another ducted unit in there. But never have been happy with the thermostat on it. So that's another thing I want to do, is I want to put a residential thermostat on there, and see if that doesn't work a little better. Steven, I think it's too early. Um, I don't think he should have ran. I don't know if it's supposed to be a distraction or somebody to throw the head in his hands in the pot, but I don't think he's got what it takes yet to do a presidency. Um, I could be totally off base on that. I think he would probably be good as a vice president. Yeah, I'm with you, Mike. It's been hot this year too, hot and humid. I mean, definitely gives a new meaning to being in the swamp, because we've definitely been there. But yeah, lots going to happen in this next year for sure. Well, Newsom's only reason why he got in office is um, issues with the system and the way it worked. If you trace all this stuff down, it leads to a couple people. One of them is Fink, and the other one is Soros. They're the ones running the country. When you got that much money and you think you've got the world at your fingertips, then and money is no object. Uh, it's the root of all evil. I can tell you that. Anyway, well, fellers, I'm gonna cut it off. It's been a decent night. I didn't expect to get a whole lot of people in here, but we'll get a few at a couple of times. You be careful when you go to Montgomery. I'll I'll probably be on here next week. Yeah, Steven, I'll probably have one out this week. I've got a few more little tweaks to do on the editing. They're uploaded, but I need to do my thumbnails and figure out how in what order I want to post it. So, at any rate, y'all make sure to take care of yourself and each other, and make sure to check on each other in this hot ass weather. And we hope to see you next week. God bless y'all. Bye bye.